Hey guys, welcome back to Playing in Space with Planet Head. Just jumping in here today. It's actually been, I know the last video that I did was me creating this very quick exploration character, Clarence Holden. Um, and I thought this is a work day for me, so I've got about 2 hours before I have to head into work. Um, or at least, and of course, she was lying down fine. I start talking, and then she needs to. This is just a reoccurrence. You just plan on just jumping in here, don't you? How you doing? You doing good? Okay. Good girl. Good girl. Say hi, Maya. Hi, Maya. Okay. You just sit there and look at me the entire time. How about that? Okay. Good. It's a rainy day. Um, I realized I actually haven't. I took a quick look at this character when I made it 2 days ago. I made it. Took a quick look at it yesterday, make sure the skills were up and running, but I really haven't had the time to play a whole lot. I want to play a little bit before I went into work today, and I actually thought this would be a great experience just to um, basically go over where he's at right now with his skills. Once he maxes out his exploration skills and a few little navigational skills, I think, then I'm going to switch my skilling back over to my main character. But the nice part is, this is a great little character to have on the side when you don't have a whole lot of time. Um, Exploration could be very good with something like that because maybe you only have 30 minutes or an hour. You can literally just go off and start exploring and then stop. You don't have to set up anything. You don't have to find a fight. You don't have to set up your fleet to go mine. You don't have to check on different things. And I'm actually kind of happy I made this character because I can just jump right in. So we're going to jump in right away here while I'm talking. The only negative that I've got going on right now, and as I've said this in the last couple episodes, I'm looking at getting a new computer, um, and probably within the next week or two, if not a little bit longer, because this computer is getting a little bit old, and I want to be able to do videos of me actually in the high resolution in Eve. I think I want to play it in Eve, but I want to do videos with it, but also I want to be able. There's some aspects of Eve that you can't do when your memory is held up. One of those things is running my video recorder, which is a very simple one. It's OBS, while doing Relic and data sites, and I want to be able to do those because those are kind of fun. Um, so, in general, what I'm going to do here is we're just going to go find a wormhole if we can. I'm going to see how long it takes me to find a wormhole, jump into it, and take a look around that wormhole. And then I'm just going to set up a couple safe spots and log off. Somewhere along the way, when I jump in, I may die. You never know. You never know what you're going to run into when you start jumping these wormholes. But I have not looked around. So let's see where I'm at here. Nope, that's not what I was looking for. We're looking for Dotland and we're in sync liaison. Do. And if I remember correctly, I'm in Vetinin, which is right here in the. Pretty sure it was right down here. There it is. So I'm one off of the career missions station that I'm at. One thing you want to be a little bit careful of, and I'm not too worried about this right now, but when you're looking for wormholes in HiSec, um, this is actually a gate can great gate possibility, or I guess gate would be a bad one. A wormhole um, camp possibility because uh, the closer you are to um, a trade hub, the better chance that there might be somebody actually watching that wormhole to see if somebody's trying to sneak through and try to bring goods to market. So where I'm at right now, I think I'm about 4 or 5 away from Dodixie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So any wormholes I find in this general area, there's a little bit of a heightened chance that I might get blown up going into the wormhole. So let's go ahead and start doing some scanning. I don't please nobody poo-poo my scanning abilities, or even my controls of doing it. It's been a little while since I've actually done some massive amounts of scanning, so I'll probably remember things as I go along. Um, in general, um, let's just look at his exploration skills. So he's got about 10 hours left to get Archaeology 3, Hacking 2 and Hacking 3, and then Galante Frigate 4. And that would basically max out most of my skills that I think I need off the top of my head for um, the exploration character. Then I can just switch back over to the other one and have fun with that. But so we got one cosmic anomaly here. This might take me a little while. Sometimes they're a little bit hard to find. But my other thing too is normally I'm kind of picky as to the wormholes I jump into. What I'm gonna do here is just jump into the first one I find. Doesn't matter what it is. We'll take a look at it, and then um, I'll take my general look at it, and then when I have some time later on tonight, I want to get a break at work, or just make sure, am I still recording? Yeah, I think so. Um, might do some more research on that wormhole, just to see what goes on there. So let's see what we've got here. We need to launch our regular, boring, simple combat probes. These are the ones that I got. Um, so while I'm scanning here, um, throw down my my regular everyday every video reminder. This is not, these aren't instructional videos. It's just me doing a video blog of um, my return to Eve. I think this might be like episode 30. I've been doing a little bit of these. Um, Last episode or two, I talked about getting a little bit of burnout. I've got a little bit of energy back, just having this second character here and having more options to play, different play styles and make videos. Not playing, um, Eve at times can be interesting for a person, but not for um, people watching that person. So making videos sometimes of me just sitting there mining away at some Veldspar while I browse the internet is not the best game video game video making experience. Ooh, we found a wormhole on our first try. There we go. All right. No matter what, here's the best part about this. No matter what, I don't care if this wormhole is end of life. I don't care if it's going to extremely dangerous. If it's going to nullsec or another high sec system, we're just going to jump through it and take it where it goes. I guess this would be similar to some of these YouTubers who do their flying things. They do challenges uh, where they take the cheapest 4 flights in a row to see where they end up at. They usually end up in the middle of nowhere. So maybe that's what I'm doing here. Yeah, actually, this is kind of fun. This could be an ongoing thing. Um, Pick a cheap ship up. This is a ship that I got off of my career mission. So, yeah, that could actually be kind of a good video series. You never know what you're going to run into. And that is kind of the beauty of these wormholes. If you just want to just go check stuff out, do it, you know? Um, okay. As I'll start doing my explorations, um, okay, we're going to warp. I'm going to warp to 0 since I'm already in high sec. I'm not too worried. Um, Ooh, I need to get my daily stuff, don't I? I actually fell behind. I don't think I'm going to get, for one of the first times ever, I don't think I'm going to get my whole gifts total here for the daily stuff. I've only got 4 days left. I'm on day 9 tomorrow. So yeah, I'm only going to get maybe to 13 for the Revenant expansion bonuses. So you can tell I'm haven't been power gaming this sucker. Okay, let's check out this wormhole. Show info. If you haven't done wormholes a bunch, probably most of you know this, but they give you vague information about it. It's an unstable wormhole. That's always the same message. Wormhole seems to be lead into unknown parts of space. So what that means is it's a wormhole into a system that is within wormhole space. These wormholes can lead to just these random systems that are randomly connected, which are called wormhole space, or these wormholes could lead to another system in high sec, low sec, null sec, any one of those. This one's just going into that web that constantly changes. Um, the wormhole is beginning to decay and probably won't last another day. That sounds ominous. That's actually the nicest one that can possibly be there, because it means it just started. I think it's got like 24 hours till it goes down, maybe 48. I think it's 24. Um, as far as time wise, um, this wormhole has not yet lost its stability. Um, so that means not too many ships have gone through it. That's the other way that a wormhole can shut down, is if too many wormholes go through it, or too many ships go through it, it will overload it. They've only got a capacity of a certain amount. So either time or capacity. Not too many have gone through there, so I'm not too worried there. Then larger ships can pass through this wormhole. So I think medium, your small ships are your frigates and your destroyers. Your mediums are your cruisers, maybe battle cruisers. I can't remember. And then your larger ships would be your battleships can go through there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think larger than that. Other than that, and then you've got extremely, or the largest ships are some like an Orca. I'm pretty sure can go through. Yeah, that's got to be, because I know people do fly some Orcas into there. It's actually kind of one of my ultimate goals. I've always wanted to do it, but that will take a long time. Um, so before I jump in, now if I was coming back here, or if I was spending all day working through this wormhole, I would save this spot. I'm not going to. I'm going to jump in this wormhole. I'm going to stay there. Um, but the second thing that I would do is I would jump through the wormhole. And the very first thing that I need to remember to do, and I'm actually just, this is all hitting me in the head right now because I'm remembering it, is I want to actually save the wormhole, not save the spot that I jump in at, but save the wormhole, so that when I do want, if I did want to get back out quickly, I can warp directly to that wormhole. So then I'm going to do a second thing. I'm going to warp away, hopefully to a random celestial. As I'm warping away, I want to drop a random safe spot within 14 AU, normally pretty close to that wormhole, just so that if I do get away from the wormhole, um, I can then warp back to that safe spot and just check out the wormhole, make sure there aren't any bubbles that have been put up around it. This is just safe flying, especially when you are an alpha and you can't cloak up. So those are going to be my first major things. If I do warp in and there are bubbles, I'm just going to have to try to crash the gate. I doubt there's going to be warp bubbles here. Looks like a fairly newer um, site. The only other nice thing is I don't have to recall my drones. Uh, Back in the day, whenever I first started exploring a decade ago, I lost so many drones because they didn't automatically come back into your ship. Now you do want to be careful if you do get disconnected, like if something happens with Eve, if there's system issues, and or let's say I jump into a wormhole and then I'm starting to scan, and then um, I get an emergency phone call that I have to leave and I forget that I'm in there. Um, those drones might go away if I don't recall those. So it's always good to have a second set of um, not drones, probes. Um, I don't have a second set because this again is the free ship that they gave me. I should have bought some, but I'm not carrying right now. If I need to blow my Amicus up, I can blow my Amicus up. So, um, how did I fit it out real quick? Very simply, I think I might have talked about this the other day. We'll just check it out here. Fitting, again, just a probe launcher. I've got relic and data analyzer. We've got a cargo scanner, the micro warp drive, I use the micro warp drive because of the sites. You want to do sites as quickly as possible, and getting from point A to point B is there. Now, are there other options? Could you use an afterburner? Yeah, but I like to clear these sites out as quickly, and especially when I'm in a wormhole, I only go for the canisters that are of high value because you don't want to be sitting around, especially when you don't have a cloak. Um, Waiting for somebody to just scan you down and go after you there. Got some initial inertial stabilizers and nanofibers. Again, this is basically boring fit, quick, easy, super cheap. This fit only costs less than 1,000,000 ISK. So it's very, very uh, easily, what you call it, losable. Okay, so let's jump in. Remember, save the wormhole, save the cheerleader, save the world. Okay, if anybody knows that reference, good show for a season. Okay, so let's go ahead and enter the wormhole. Might as well fire up the old micro warp drive, just get there a little bit faster. Again, I do need to actually reset up my overview. I haven't messed with it yet. Maybe this weekend if I get some time. Um, okay, so first thing, check the local area. Nothing there. Second thing, I want to save my location. So I'm going to say wormhole 1. You can name this anything. And I never want it, well, actually, yeah. No, I want it to go away in 2 days. There we go. Third thing, nobody's around. Good. Pick a random, I usually go 3, 4, 5, or 6. Let's go to planet 5, warp within 100. As I start to warp, I'm going to hit Control B. I'm going to hit Safe 1. I've got 8.26 AU to go. So as soon as I get off that gate, or off the wormhole, boom, fired up a safe spot. Now I'm going to do it again. Safe 2. Nope, I didn't do it fast enough. I was talking too much. So number 1, I'm going to warp back to the safe spot. I just realized another thing that I did not do. Warp to 100. There we go. Now, let's get our directional scanner up. I should have had this up earlier, just in case. Good, good, good. We're going to detach that. It's all flying back at me as I'm doing this. I'm actually kind of surprised at how quickly I'm able to do it. Now, this is where I say I need to set up my um, overview because I'm not too used to it. Now, whenever you warp back to a saved spot, I invariably will fire up. You want, if you've got a safe spot in the middle of nowhere, and I've done videos on this before, but as I do this, it's good talking points. I always get in motion. So number 1, got my directional scanner up here. I'm not seeing anybody out there looking at me right now. I do see a lot of Galenti towers, so there's some stuff there. I've also got the Eve Scout Rescue Cache, which is always kind of nice. And I've got a sun. Woo! So we're in the system. The reason why I say, so I created the safe spot, so I'm currently not at a celestial. So the only way that someone can find me at this point is to combat probe me down. So 2 things that would happen here. Number 1, um, I would pull my directional scanner up as I'm scanning here, and V is your hotkey that's set up default wise. When you're in a wormhole here, you want to just keep hitting this V, and that'll tell you. And if what you're looking for here is to see if this changes at all, or if you see any combat probes. Combat probes pop up, you know that somebody might be looking for you. Depending on the number of combat probes that are within the area and the way you do your ranges here, and this isn't going to go through the whole thing, but I'm actually talking for myself to remind myself of all this stuff. So let's say I've got my range up to 14.3. Quick thing that you can do is, okay, let's say I'm doing this, and then suddenly I see 8 combat probes that are out there. So what I would want to do is change my range down to probably like 5.5 or 5.0 or 1.0, really 1.0. At this point, your number of combat probes will probably go down to like 1 or 2. Um, as soon as that starts increasing, that means that they're probing you down to that means they are trying to target you or find you. And that's when you start wanting to move around a bit and set up some save spots. I've had some of the most fun in this game dodging people who are trying to shoot me. I call it wasting their time, but they're having fun too. They're trying to figure it out. They're looking for some noob. This character's only 3 days old, but they're trying to find me. What I end up doing is I start making save spots all over the place. Now, right now, I'm not too worried about it. We're going to pop out our probes all the way. We'll hit that randomly every minute or so, just in case. But the second part being the reason I put myself into motion, this 588 meters per second. There's two things. Number one, I don't have my micro warp drive on right now because if you put your micro warp drive on, it makes your signature radius larger, which makes it easier for them to probe you down. Yes, it increases my speed, but it makes it easier for them to probe me down, which I don't want. And there's a give and a take there, but this is just easier. The other thing too is if I have it on, it takes away from my capacitor. If I had an afterburner on here, I would have that on because that gets me moving at a faster rate of speed. I'd be moving at 1,000 meters per second, but it doesn't increase my radius, so I'm not easier to scan down. As they start scanning you down, okay, let's say you're not paying attention. Maybe your dog has just jumped into your lap, your wet dog. It is raining out. Thank you so much, Maya. Hello. Have I been talking too much? Yes, you are a wet dog now. Yes. Okay. My smell has not changed since the 10 minutes. Oh, all right. That's enough. Let me finish the video and we'll go play. All right? Go lay down. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. All right. So, the reason, oh, see, that could be something right there. Maybe your dog interrupts you while you're playing and then somebody's scanning you down. So, always hit that D scan just to make sure you're good. Um, as you're doing that, let's say somebody does scan you. Let's say your dog interrupts your gameplay. You're not paying attention. Somebody's scanning you down. Then suddenly you hit your D scan and there's 8 probes out. Suddenly they are warping to you. Now it's going to take a couple seconds, if not, depending on the size of their ship, even larger, for them to actually scan you down or to warp to you. The fact that I'm in motion right now will make it so that I'm farther away. And this has saved me as many times as anything else because I will then see them pop up in my overview. And remember, warp disruptors and warp scramblers can only go up to like 20 kilometers unless there's like bonuses and stuff like that. But in general, this will have you far enough away because they're going to come in and that's going to take time for them to slow down and then you might have a chance to get away. And I've actually gotten away multiple times because, okay, dog is interrupting me, but out of the corner of my eye, I see in my overview somebody is warping in, and I can get away quickly. There's other definite things that you can do. Um, Way too many things to keep yourself safe, but those are some general ones. So let's take a look at this wormhole. It's been a long time now. The reason, one of the things too down the road is actually want to spend more time on wormholes. I know how to use them for scanning sites down. I know a little bit of how to get in and out. I used to use them a lot to get from nullsec to highsec, but I never really lived in one very much at all. I've never lived in a station. I've never spent a whole lot of time. I think I've dropped a couple mobile depots every once in a while, but I haven't done a whole lot there. And I've read a little bit on them, but I don't know a whole lot about them. So I'm just going to take a quick look around. Um, in general, I'm seeing multiple control towers here. So these are um, moon-based. Are they moon-based? I think they're moon-based. Doesn't matter. I used to have a control tower like 10 years ago. I actually missed that sucker. Um, very carefully. you never want to warp to one of those control towers, um, because they could have defenses up. If you're not prepared, if you've never done it before, don't do it. Most of them, a lot of them won't, but a lot of them are set up to instantly blap anything that warps within the area. They're auto defense. So be very careful with that. They're player controlled. We got a couple here. Let's just see here real quick. Then blah, blah, blah. Second thing I always want to check out is how many sites I've got. So we've got cosmic anomalies. There we go. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. So if I was playing a normal day, I'd be like, okay, let's scan all those down and see what we got. I'm actually just having a little bit of fun right now. So I will probably log off here in a second. Let's do another D-scan. Oh, wait, we got a core scanner probe. Okay, so big difference there. Notice how it changed. So this is another Imicus who just came in. They probably just came through the wormhole that I did. They've dropped down the core scanner probes. Let's see. Notice I go down to 1 AU, none of them show up. I go to 5 AU, then none, and then 10 AU, all of them show up. So he's out here exploring. Good for him. I'm not going to shoot him. I can't. And I normally don't go hunting. I think I tried hunting in explorers for like half a day one time and it wasn't for me. Um, so in general, that's jumping in here. What I'm going to go ahead and do is, oh, what's the other thing here? So the wormholes also have gotten some, oh, so it's a class 2 black hole effects. Interesting. This is something I need to read up on. I know they updated this from whenever I used to do this a lot. I think it was a while ago that they updated. Okay, so his probes are gone. Never, if you, one thing I try not to do, especially in wormhole space, if I see another explorer out scanning down sites, I honestly just get out of Dodge. I don't even bother. There's no reason. There's always another wormhole sites. The only, um, the only I'm trying to think, exception to that, and this is why I have my cargo scanner on here. Let's say I scan down a relic site and I've looked at the different ones and there's two containers that I can scan down. I try to quickly open those two that are really worthwhile, then I'll get out of there. But this is all about trying to get stuff. But um, other than that, maybe I'll do a little bit of research on this. I'm going to copy and paste. See here. Well, J145211. So I'll mess around a little bit over the next day or two. Whenever I'm bored, I can jump in here and do 30 minutes of exploring. All I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and log off in space. Log off safely. There we go. As we're doing this, we're still going to hit our D-scan, make sure there aren't any combat probes. Dee, dee, dee. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to have some fun out here in wormhole space when I'm not doing my main character. This just gives me a side thing that I can have a little bit of fun with. Um, and I might do some videos with it because it's a little bit more action oriented. And if I get blown up, I get blown up. So, and there's stuff to talk about. Hopefully when I get my new computer down the road, I'll be able to do more videos with the how good it looks and that sort of thing. But that's all I got. Other than that, I'm going to get some lunch and get ready for work, hang out with the dog a little bit. Good girl. And grab a shower. And that's about it. So you guys have a great day. Fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however that you want. I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.